everyone, I'm Victoria and today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's another Top 5 Wednesday. What's Top 5 Wednesday? It's a Goodreads group that was started by Lainey from Ginger Reads. Lainey is now moderated by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. As always, links down in the description. So today's topic are our top 5 books that feature witches. I actually have a little bit of trouble with this. I realize that I have read a ton of books that have magic users in them, but a lot of the books don't necessarily specify that the characters are witches in and of themselves, and there's also how do you define what a witch is, especially with regards to like the modern witch and the Wiccan religion. That's a whole complicated mess. I did come up with 5, so I'm going to tell you what they are right now. So let's just get this one out of the way. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. It is definitely, for me, one of my favorite books with witches featuring prominently in it. There's so many wonderful examples of fantastic witches, from Hermione to Ginny to Tonks to Professor McGonagall. There's just too many to name. Definitely one of my favorite book series featuring witches. Next, we have The Witches by Roald Dahl. So this is going old school. This is from when I was a kid. I really enjoyed this book a lot, and I love the movie, especially Angelica Houston. We have a young unnamed boy that stumbles upon a convention of witches, and he is turned into a mouse. This is a classic. Honestly, I don't know if it's still as good as I remember it, but I really enjoyed it. So this does play into the stereotype of witches kind of being evil and nefarious, so just know that before you go in. The next up I want to talk about is the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. So this starts with a discovery of witches. So witches are prominent. Our main character actually comes from a long line of witches, and she's kind of a reluctant witch. But what I really enjoy about this series is that she is also a scholar. So she is at Oxford, and she is hunting down this manuscript, this mysterious manuscript, and it's all about the mystery revolving around this document. There's also a vampire love interest and a little bit of time travel. There's just so many things that I really enjoy about this series. I will say that these books are big chunkers, and a lot of people have criticized this series for being a little bit slow, but I didn't find that the case. I really enjoyed them, and I also just recently found out that this is going to be adapted by the BBC into a TV series, and I'm really looking forward to that. Next up, we have Agnieszka. I don't think I said that right. I never say it right. But this is from Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a wonderful fairy tale, kind of esque inspired. We do have a little bit more of the Eastern European tradition, with Baba Yaga making a little bit of appearance. But our main character is identified as a witch. She goes to live with the dragon, who is a wizard, and he is able to, in addition to be kind of short-tempered, he is a teacher, and he is able to teach her magic. And it's more of like a forest kind of nature magic, and I really enjoyed this book overall and definitely would recommend it. The last one, I'm going to kind of stretch the definition of what a witch is. It kind of fits in line with what modern witches, practitioners of Wicca, what they practice and where their beliefs come from. This book includes someone that is coming from that pagan tradition in England, and I am going to go with The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Just a fair warning, I read this when I was in high school, so that's like years ago. So it has been a while, but I remember absolutely loving this book and crying. It is a chunker, it takes a while to get through, but this is sort of a retelling of the King Arthur mythology, but through the eyes of women. So our main character is not Arthur, it is his sister Morgane, and she is not an evil entity in this. She is a living, breathing human being. She is multi-dimensional, and she is layered, as are a lot of the other female characters in this. I really enjoyed this a lot. I hesitate to call it exactly like a feminist retelling. It's been a while since I've read it again, but it definitely doesn't skew towards just male dominated. And we get this really interesting dynamic of Morgane kind of trying to survive in this world, protect her family, also protect her faith, while Christianity is kind of trying to creep in where she lives. And she is a high priestess, and her traditions, her old way of worship is sort of like a proto-modern witch. People that practice Wicca currently, a lot of times can trace back their beliefs, their system to this sort of pagan England tradition. And so that's why I'm going to include her, because I absolutely love this book and I want to kind of get in something that isn't just your like crazy witch with a pointed hat kind of thing, but actually resonates with modern witches and Wiccans. So that is it. Those are my top 5 books featuring witches. What are your guys' favorite books featuring witches? I'd like to know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.